World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for a meditation a day. Today we're doing a silent meditation. So Teri and I are going to go behind the scenes, meditate together. We invite you to meditate right along with us. Teri's going to play some beautiful music for you, and we'll come back on in about, 25 minutes or so whenever we have received a message from Spirit. And there's always a message from Spirit. So we're glad you're here. Teri Angel, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ruth, and good morning, everyone.
Okay, we're going to try this. We'll see you shortly. Okay, well, never mind on that. We will do
Oh,
what we
that's
call meditation excavation because it's just not going to let us do a silent meditation today. That was our second try. So rather than that, we're just going to sit here, go into meditation with you. We invite you to join us, and Teri's going to start us off. We'll just share with you what Spirit's showing us as we go.
absolutely. So let's go into our hearts to begin with and settle down the energy. I like to touch my heart center because it makes me feel closer to the heart. So breathe in, take a deep breath, and bring it all the way into your lungs. And release that breath as you start to relax into where you are and what we're doing here. As you continue to do that deep breathing, I'm going to call in the angels, starting with Archangel Raphael, and then Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Uriel. And as Uriel comes in, he reminds us to ground our energy. So with that next breath that you take, just let it go all the way down the length of your body, at the bottom of your feet, and feel the earth center. Feel your body become more balanced, feeling safe to be here to do this meditation together. Everything becoming more centered and balanced. Now breathe that energy back up to your heart, and let's anchor it right there inside the heart center. Breathe in again and see this breath flowing up through the upper chakras, the throat, the third eye, and up through the crown. And we're going to raise our frequency to go higher and higher until we reach the divine. We're sitting right there with the Creator. I call God. You can choose any name you wish. And let's just ask for a blessing for this meditation time together. Ask to be seen and heard and given the inspirational messages. And then breathe that energy back down, bringing with you the blessings of the divine, our ancestors, angels and archangels, our loved ones in spirit. Bring that into your heart, anchoring it with the earth energy. Let's sit with that for just a moment. Just sit quietly in your meditation time and feel yourself surrounded by angels, by spirit, by the love that we are sending to you from Ruth and I. And we invite you to join in as we do our meditation together.
Thank you, Teri. It was funny when we started. I just kept seeing all these question marks popping up, and then the dates flying off the calendar, and time going quickly. And they said, "All is not what it appears." They said, "Focus on the center of the bullseye. Don't get distracted by anything around you." And they said, use laser focus intuition. And then they showed me a magnifying glass. And as a child, Teri, did you ever put the magnifying glass out in the sun and then burn what was underneath it?
Yes.
Yes, hopefully it wasn't ants. That was the image that came to my mind. I hope it wasn't that. But they said that's the kind of laser focus intuition they want us to be using right now. And do not get distracted by everything around you.
Okay.
And then I felt Jesus walk in. I see Divine Mother, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Metatron. I mean, it's a full house here this morning. They're going with the focus because what I'm seeing is horses when they've got those blinders on,
Mhm.
and that's what they want us to do. Just be right here, right now, super focused.
Yeah, it almost feels like we're in a classroom. There's some instruction that's coming for us to learn. So I'm just going to sit with that.
Well, Divine Mother, I see us in the classroom, absolutely. Divine Mother is coming to each one of us and saying a few words. And I see I think Jesus is going to be talking to the group, but Divine Mother is definitely coming individually with a little message. Oh, okay. Well, Teri, she just said to you that Billy's going to be okay. Just a little private message there. She was talking about the love that you hold, how expansive and deep your love is. And she loves that about you.
Really good.
Okay. So let's see. Because I can hear Jesus starting to talk. It's like a small group here. I'm not seeing a lot of folks here.
A lot of feminine energy. They've been bringing my attention to the ones who followed Jesus, not just his disciples, but there were others that it wasn't so well known. The ones that also walked with him when he walked on earth, and especially the women. There were other women besides the two Marys, and that's what they've been bringing my attention to. And I feel them right here with us. There's some empty seats in the classroom. I'm not sure what that signifies.
When it's not a lecture, it's just like Jesus is standing up talking, but it's not like take notes, it's a lecture. I was talking about parables and why he spoke in parables. And it was because people could relate to stories. So it's not like I'm trying to tell you to talk in parables, but it was like speak with the heart, speak with your heart. People will respond if you're speaking with love rather than teaching to someone. This group feels like a group that would come together and go, Jesus, how can we talk about you? And so he's just giving us easy ways to talk about him.
Yeah, I'm hearing also to not focus on what's uncomfortable, because sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone to be able to speak up and share, but to look at why we're doing it. Why are we sharing? Why are we even focusing on our spiritual life? And how can we make that more of a priority as we're walking on the earth? Because we think about our physical needs being met, right? And food and shelter and enough to keep us comfortable. When I think about in the time of Jesus, there was not a lot of comfort as his disciples followed him. They gave up everything to be right there with him at all times. And not just the disciples, but any others that walked with him. And they really had me focus on the women. And I'd never really thought about that before. Of course, we know Mary Magdalene was there, But there were other women who left the comfort of their homes, who were sleeping out on the ground with other women and right there with Jesus. And sometimes we have to get uncomfortable to focus. We have to leave distractions so that we can know what's real and what's important. I feel like that's what's really being stressed right now. We're not here just to get comfortable and have a soft, easy life, as good as that sounds sometimes, but we're here also for the times when we get dirty and when our knees shake when we're talking about something. It's been a very interesting look at the time that Jesus spent on earth. And how do we go into that same energy since he's not physically present? How do we keep his presence first and foremost in our lives?
Well, Terry, just an example, you and I both wear crosses every day, and we have for years. It's just a symbol to us, a reminder to us. So that, and of course, spending time, whether it's prayerful meditation or just sitting with Christ, reading, fortifying.
Meditating.
Yeah, yeah. Talking to others who have similar beliefs, but purposefully keeping it alive and keeping it as part of your day.
Other times, I think it's where we're guided to put our attention. Like if we're going to listen to a teacher, maybe Jesus is working through someone and bringing a message. And when we hear that message, it's for us. It's for everyone, but it reaches us personally. Music, music can really inspire us to have a closer desire in our heart to know more. And there's a lot of good music right now that can do that.
Yeah.
And I remember in my youth, I used to love, and still do love, like the old hymns
Mm.
that everybody can just sing off the top of their head and don't have to look at the words. And those are all ingrained in us as we hear them over and over again, because we get that feeling that we're comfortable with where we are in our worship and in our praise.
This is very much an aside, but I saw a little blurb the other day about making friends as an adult, and it said, in order to make friends, we need to spend about 200 hours with someone. And then there's other things like close proximity and shared values, that kind of thing. But 200 hours before you feel comfortable. And so imagine in your spiritual walk, if you took that same 200 hours and put that into the learning and the prayer and the music and creating that personal relationship. I don't think it can be like a 10 minutes once a week kind of thing. I don't think that's how you create relationship. And that's what we've been talking about is creating relationship with Christ and the Creator.
Yes. Yeah, we don't often think about that. We think about the people that we interact with, but just sitting with the Creator, sitting there and asking, how can I be of use? How can I be of service here while I'm here on earth?
I think a piece of that, Terry, is that in order for someone to want to turn around and serve someone else, because of that divine love, they have to first have felt divine love.
Mhm. I think we have to also get in touch with our compassionate side. You know, if everybody felt that compassion for others that are walking with us, then there would be more people working with the homeless or the sick, those who are down on their luck. There'd be no problem staffing soup kitchens and things that serve those that are not able, for whatever reason, to help themselves. Feeling that compassion is a beginning point, and then the action comes after.
I don't remember the words specifically, Terry, but I remember there's a verse about when you do things for other people, you're doing it for me. You're doing it for Christ. You're doing it for God.
Right.
Well, when you do for animals too, right? It's not just people.
And you can do it for a cause like peace, ending hunger, ending some of the tragedies that happen, like human trafficking. So yeah, it's whatever is laid on your heart. And I was trying to remember the question that was asked, and the response was, "Here am I, send me." I'd have to look up the whole context of that, but that always stuck with me. Here am I, like I'm volunteering. Use me, whatever gifts I have, whatever skills or talents, use that. Use it for good.
Okay, so Jesus is still talking, and he's now got a globe in front of him, and he's showing how we can use the globe in our prayer time. And I know Terry y'all set up grids and I think you include the globe in that and pray for different areas of the world.
Yes. Yeah, it's universal.
Well, and a reminder, this is not about religion. This is about love. Divine love, global love, and oneness. Oneness in spirit.
Mhm. It brought us back to the classroom or focus. But they're saying not to use that word classroom because that sounds kind of cold, I guess. Like as a kid, we had to go to school, and so it wasn't, for some, it wasn't a pleasurable experience. But back in this instruction room, I see Divine Mother taking more of a role of helping us to get in touch with our compassion. And she's telling stories. I've never thought of Divine Mother telling stories. And Jesus always shared the parables and the stories and taught by example. But it feels like she wants to really help us to understand more about compassion. When I think about Divine Mother, I think about her role in Jesus' life and how she had to just kind of step aside. And whatever happened to him, she held space. She, of course, loved him because he was her child that was born from her. But more than that, she understood his bigger role. And I think that's what she's helping us understand. We have bigger roles than just to come here and experience those things that we go through. So it's not looking at the micro, but looking at what the bigger purpose is for being here. It's a song, and I don't know all the words to it, but it's something. Mary, did you know? Do you know that song, Ruth?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I think about that sometimes when I think of Divine Mother. Like, did you know what was going to happen and that what his touch was going to be in the world?
I do believe that on a spiritual level, we are asked to help to do certain things. It's like almost being deployed to go out and assist on things.
Mhm.
It's so much more than just us here on a physical basis.
Hmm. I see some of us raising their hands. Like, what if I don't have any skills? What if I don't have any talents for talking to people or helping others? And I just see Divine Mother smiling and Jesus smiling. It's like, if you only knew,
Mhm.
sometimes just sitting with someone, it's all the difference in the world to that person. You don't have to be a great orator or know exactly what to say or how to say it. Just show up. It's all it's asked of us. Just show up.
Yeah, just love. We joke about Earth School and the lessons we're learning down here, but, don't often think about the lessons that are being taught to us in the ethereal realm for us to bring down here and use here. Although they're laughing and saying, "What are you talking about? We do that every week with you." What are you talking about? I guess I don't normally see it looking and feeling more like a classroom.
Reminding me too that in a classroom, there's usually visual aids. So, like whatever class you're taking, what subject you're learning, there's usually something pertaining to that. So, what are we using as visual aids in our life? You mentioned the cross, Ruth. But what can we do to remind us that there's more to life than just these bodies and eating and sleeping and going to work or whatever occupies our daytime hours? What are we surrounding ourselves by? And that could include people. What's helping us to remember who we are?
And also a reminder that when they bring people to your mind, when you think about somebody, it's like, well, reach out to them. There's a reason somebody comes to your mind.
Reminded me of my car and the things I have inside the car that keep me focused on peace. I have a peace sign hanging from the mirror. I have the word peace up on the dash. It's important for us to keep our focus. And that's how we started out with this meditation. Where's our focus? And is it scattered? Do we get, all of a sudden our attention is drawn to something blingy or something that's happening in the world? Come back to the focus, come back to the heart.
I don't believe that situations like this are happening just because we're watching it right now. I believe that these things happen a lot, and we are just getting the opportunity to witness it, Terry.
I agree.
Terry, I wonder if we shouldn't wrap up what we're sharing now. I'm sure this conversation will continue going on, and as spirit, we'll hear it and know it and use it.
Yes.
But it feels like
Mhm.
maybe this is a good time to wrap up.
Yes. Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that feels good. And as I open my eyes, I'm looking out the window and see leaves falling off the tree. It's like what's drawing our attention in any given moment, whether it's the change of seasons, events of the world, come back to the main focus. That's the whole summary of this time together, you know, finding your focus. What a precious time together, Ruth. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Very unexpected. I really thought we were going to be doing a silent meditation, but had we done that, we would have come back with about 12 sentences about what we saw and would have missed all of the detail. So I'm glad we were able to share the detail with folks.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So friends, thank you for being here at Enlightened World Network. Much love to each and every one of you. We will see you Wednesday. So take good care and God bless.